Okay class, so today we are going to start our next new chapter, that is chapter 7, Getting to Know Plants. So go outside and observe all the plants around you. Do you see that some plants are small, some very big, some are just patches of green on the soil? Some have green leaves whilst other have reddish one. Some have huge red flowers, some have tiny blue ones, while some have none. We do see a variety of plants existing all around us, near our homes, in the school ground, on the way to the school, in the parks and gardens, isn't it? So let us get to know the different parts of a plant. This will help us understand the difference between plants of different kinds. So class, our first topic is herbs, shrubs and trees. So class, based on the different characters like leaf, stem, roots, plants are classified into three categories, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. So the plants with green and tender stems are called herbs. They are usually short and may not have many branches. For example, mint and coriander. Now next is some plants have the stem branching out near the base. The stem is hard but not very thick. Such plants are called shrubs. For example, tulsi plant. Next, some plants are very tall and have hard and thick brown stem. The stems have branches in the upper part, much above the ground. Such plants are called trees. For example, mango tree, lychee tree. Okay class. Now there is also a different category of plants who are known as creepers and climbers. You must have seen them. They don't stand tall like other plants like herbs, shrubs and trees. So let's know about them. Plants with weak stems that cannot stand upright and spread on the ground are called creepers, while those that take support on neighboring structures and climb up are called climbers. These are different from herbs, shrubs and trees. So class, example of creepers are pumpkin, watermelon, sweet potato, etc. And some examples of climber are like grapevine, then that is money plant, cucumber. Okay. Okay class, now let's understand our next topic, that is stem. It is a part of the plant. So let's go through a activity through which we will understand it better, how stem works and what is its function. So we would require a glass, water, red ink, a herb and a blade for this activity. Pour water to fill 1/3 of the glass. Add a few drops of red ink to the water. Cut the base of the stem of the herb and put it in the glass as shown in the figure 7.5. Observe it the next day. Do any parts of the herb appear to have red color? If yes, how do you think the red color reached there? You can cut the stem across and look for the red color inside the stem. From this activity, we see that water moves up the stem. In other words, stem conducts water. That means stem allows to pass the water through it. Just like the red ink, minerals dissolved in water also move up in the stem along with the water. The water and minerals go to the leaves and other plant parts attached to the stem through narrow tubes inside them. As you can see these narrow tubes in dotted structure in figure 7.6b. Now coming to the next topic class, that is leaf. So the part of a leaf by which it is attached to a stem is called petiole. The broad green part of the leaf is called lamina. And we all know that leaf is the place where photosynthesis happens because it has the green colored pigment known as chlorophyll. Okay class, now we will understand a very important part of leaf that is known as veins through an activity. Okay, so put a leaf under a white sheet of paper or a sheet in your notebook. Hold it in place as shown in figure 7.9. Hold your pencil tip sideways and rub it on the portion of the paper having the leaf below. Did you get an impression with some lines in it? Are they similar to those on the leaf? So these lines on the leaf are called veins. Do you see the thick vein in the middle of the leaf? This thick vein is called the midrib. The design made by veins in leaf is called the leaf venation. If this design is like net on both sides of the midrib, the venation is called reticulate venation. In the leaves of grass you might have seen that the veins are parallel to one another. This is known as parallel venation.
I hope that all of you have understood well, class. That's all for today's class. Thank you, class.